Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Thursday edition of Darden Live Talk. Live Talks with your candidate, Norris Tyrone Darden, your candidate for City Council District 2. And so, like always, we're going to try to keep it brief, but you know how it goes. Knowledge is power. And if we have things to share with you guys, it may take a little bit longer. With that being said, let's jump right into it. So, since Tuesday, a lot of things have happened. My first financial report was due on yesterday. Got that turned in, as well as the other candidates, several of the other candidates as well. And so, for those who don't know, there's a lot of ethics involved with running for office, for being a candidate. And so, part of that for me and other candidates is turning in your financial report, and it shows transparency. And so, I like to applaud just the city on how they handle that process, how they work with you, because again, it's not always easy to kind of navigate that system. But we did get that inputted and get it submitted. So for those who are interested to know who's raising money, who's contributing money, what we're spending the money on, and how much money, it's for public view on the city website. Go ahead and check that out. Outside of that, on I don't remember if it was Monday or Tuesday, but I was walking on Lamar in the Harvard Place East Salon neighborhood, and I got bit by a dog, but I'm okay. We kept pushing. I went back on yesterday, and I saw that same dog out there terrorizing the neighborhood, but it's okay. That dog won't stop my hustle. And like they say, it's a doggy dog world. All right, so this edition we're gonna bring on a guest because it's always better for people to hear from the community. Just listen to me. I know y'all get tired of that. So it's always a pleasure to have other people want to come and chime in and connect. So just for me, my background, I'm an educator. I've always had the role models I've always followed have been in the education field. They weren't always teachers, but they were always educators. And so for me, being an educator, this is my 18th year, is very, very important. But it shaped me morally, ethically, and even my work ethic. I'm typically the first one in whatever I'm doing. I'm the first one there and the last one to leave. I do have that service mentality and being there to help others. But I did get that. I was shaped in that way by educators growing up. With that being said, I'd like to introduce our guest. His name is Mr. Clarence Springs, and we're going to discuss youth leadership, mentorship, and entrepreneurship. And when he comes on, we're going to allow him to introduce himself briefly, 30 seconds, and then we're going to jump right into it. All right, Mr. Springs, it's your world. I'll give you a quick 30-second introduction of yourself, and then we're going to jump right into it.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you fine.
Good afternoon. Oh, good morning. My name is Clarence Springs. I am 20 years old. I am a motivational speaker, motivational influencer, a youth representative for San Antonio Fighting Back. Little hobbies I like to do. I like to lift weights, work with the youth, and do like to make shirts. I have my own clothing brand. I have my own business, so I make T-shirts and stuff like that. And majority of my time, I like to work out. So that's a little bit about me.
Great, great. So it sounds like you keep yourself busy. Um, we've talked a lot of times when I speak on my youth platform and the initiatives that I want to bring forward. That a saying that I heard growing up: um, "An idle mind is the devil's playground," and so it sounds like your mind isn't idle, and so you got the positive things going on. And so let's just share. Let's take about 10, 15 minutes, however long you got, and let's just talk about what leadership, mentorship, and entrepreneurship means to you. But let's look at it from a different perspective. Let's talk about from a governmental standpoint. If you had the ear of the council person, of the state representative, the state senator, the mayor, what are the key things in those areas? Again, youth leadership, mentorship, and entrepreneurship for young people. What would you like to see for the elected officials to bring to the community?
Well, honestly, we do need a lot more mentors for sure. Mentorship is very, very important. I had a mentor myself when I was in high school and high school throughout middle school. And so, I think mentorship is important for our youth, because some of our youth don't have that father or mother figure in their life. So I think with us implementing that a leadership program, a mentor program, we do have mentor programs, but I think we need to see more um, throughout schools because we had one actually. I went to Sam Houston High School, by the way,
Okay.
graduated in 19.
You're a hurricane. It's okay. I'm a Cherokee.
And we had a mentor program there, but then it had to get they got suspended for some ordinary reason, which we don't know why. And honestly, it kind of hurt me because the mentors is somebody who just helps you stay on that positive path. And that's what I think that some of our youth need is just that mentor and somebody to just give them that extra push. Because I'm also a mentor myself. I mentor kids. I work at the Boys and Girls Club as a YDP, a youth development trainee. So I'm trying to do my part and help our youth, basically help our future. So mentorship is probably the most important thing I think in our youth that we need today. I just want to see more mentorship in schools, bro. That's really it. It's mentorship and just somebody to help these kids be successful and help them create that positive back. They can't create that themselves. They may need somebody to give them an extra push, like I did. Sometimes I need that extra push to get myself on the right track. And mentors are very important. I still stay in contact with my mentor to this day.
And it's funny you say that because a lot of people that are supporting me on my campaign, they were my mentors growing up. Coach Tommy Irwin, Miss Carolyn Ross Torrin, just people that I knew from middle school, high school, even elementary. They're still here for me and support me as a 41-year-old, and they call me young man, but young man. So that's good that you're saying that those mentors they stick with you. Let's kind of dig a little deeper. So in understanding, we both agree that mentorship is very important. Let's talk about two things. Let's talk about funding programs, whether it be mentorship programs in our communities, youth leadership programs, which that goes hand in hand, and then even looking into some entrepreneurship funding. But the other part, let's talk about, because you said they kept me out of trouble. And even when I was getting in trouble or doing X, Y, and Z, I had those mentors. Let's talk about the impact positive leadership and supportive mentorship has on youth crime, gang activity, drug use, even dealing with sex and becoming a parent at a young age. Talk about that. You still a young person in my mind because I've lived two of your lives already, and so I'm proud to be able to say that I've lived two of your lives, son. I'm 41 years old. You don't know what I know, son. That's the old school coming out. But talk to me about funding and how you feel these programs and projects should be funded, and in regards to how it impacts crime, teen drug use, violence, gang activity, and just that pregnancy piece, having young fathers and young mothers.
As far as funding, I just think it should be funded by the city. I mean, if possible, if it could happen by the city. I'm not really into the whole process of it, honestly. Um, but how important it is, for mentors and the programs is that it helps these kids stay out of trouble. That's really the main thing. Keep them doing something positive, instead of doing the negative things like the crime and all that. And really the main thing I think it's just lack of knowledge. These kids don't know what they're doing. It's just they're doing because it's a popularity thing now these days. It's something that's popular that they do. Because I see it every day. Half these kids don't know what they're doing, but they're doing it because they see their friends doing it and stuff like that. So I think as far as how the programs that we need to just have programs everywhere because it really help a lot. It help a lot with our youth because like I said, they're our future. They're the people that we are going to be looking up to one day, and so to say myself, and just keep on a positive path. That's the main thing I see that leadership will play a role in our community.
Excellent. So let me ask you this, Clarence. and then we're gonna close the words, and I'm gonna let you go. If you had a magic wand, so I used to do interviews for a network called the African American Network. It's an online, basically like a television network. And so when I used to do interviews, the last thing I used to say, if you had a magic wand, what would you do? So this is my question to you: if you had a magic wand, and whether it's a financial situation, whether it's a programming situation, whether it's a your build XYZ situation, if you had a magic wand, what would you do for the youth in our community? Mm.
If I had a magic wand, I would actually build up a community center
Okay.
where our youth can come in and not just because most community centers, they have the basketball and stuff like that where they can play. But I want to, because this is actually my dream goal too. I want to build up a community center where kids can come in and have fun and get knowledge on life and teach them life skills. So if I had a magic wand, I would create a youth center where kids can come and get knowledge and get prepared for their future. Everybody can plan their future out, but then it's something about working for. I want to teach them the skills that I've learned and helping them work for it and help them accomplish their goals and help them become successful in life. So that'll be my magic wand right there. I'll create a youth center for the community too. Not even just kids, even some parents too, maybe. You know what I'm saying? For parents too, but come in, get the mentorship, get the knowledge, because knowledge is power. You need knowledge for anything. So give them the knowledge, the power, the life skills, and health and wellness, of course. And then financial literacy, because I'm also a part of that too. I work with St. Philip's College with that financial literacy, financially stable. I'll do everything to make them successful and help them accomplish their goals and be successful in life.
So, and that's a great response. And you don't need a magic wand for that. Let me tell you why. What you just described is called a multi-generational community center with comprehensive wraparound services for all. And guess what? We're working towards that right now. Even without being a council person, I've been a part of a process that have advocated for two to be built in our community right now. So right now we're working on two, one on the southeast side of the district and one on the near east side, near downtown of the district. And so we're working towards that. What I will say is this, and this is how we're going to close your piece out, Clarence. You are 20 years old. We're going to assume, I'm not going to get into your personal business. We're going to assume you are registered and active voter. And we're going to assume that you're a registered active voter in District 2. Now, although there's only a couple of people listening to this, looking at this live right now, I am not a fool on April 1st. I do understand that every candidate and every candidate supporter, for the most part, are going to do their opposition research and look at this. So this is not only for me, this is for everybody. Tell every District 2 candidate right now what it's going to take to earn your vote.
Really, honestly, what it'll take is just if they stay true to their word, really, because people say most people say what they want to hear, but like when it actually happens, it's a different story. So honestly, to get my vote, whatever you say, I want to actually be true to your word. I want your actions to speak louder than your words. Basically, is what I want to see. That's how you'll get my vote. You actually stay true to your word and what you say that you're going to do. That's how you'll get my vote.
Well, you heard it here first, District 2 candidates. If you want Mr. Clarence Springs' vote, just keep it 100, be real, be authentic, and go as far as you can go for the youth. All right, Mr. Springs, I appreciate you. Now get back on that clock and get that bag for me.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
All right, be
Thank you.
blessed. Yes, sir. All right, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the information that was provided by Mr. Springs. He's a young guy, 20 years old, finding his way in the community, working right here in the community in one of our community centers, the Boys, well, I call it the Boys Club. And I'm assuming at the Eastside Boys and Girls Club. But we got to support our youth and we got to make sure that we're intentional and the things that we have for them. And we have to make those commitments. So thank you, sir, for coming on. And hopefully it won't be the last time we connect. All right, guys. So I'm going to do something different. And even my people behind the scenes don't even know this about to happen. But I'm going to do a little training real quick. So I'm going to take the last, 5 minutes or so and do some trainings with you guys. So I'm going to share my screen. First, let me navigate real quick. But I'm going to share my screen. And so hopefully everyone can see that. I'm sure you can because I can see it. So we're going to do some little voter 101. So the League of Women Voters have come up with this wonderful tool on the internet. And my little sister, Jonique, is on here. So Jonique, this even works. This is a national tool. And so you go to www.vote. And you see it popped up because I've been there. 411. This comes up, right? And so I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to put in 3278 Martin Luther King. That's the address one of the addresses I grew up on. And so it says personalized voting information. So I'm going to go here. I'll put all my information in. And like I said, John Nick, you're going to put Savannah, Georgia right there and hit submit. And it's going to take you to this page. So the address is correct. If it's not correct, I want to choose different. I hit this button. Find out what's on your ballot. That's going to be the last thing we're going to do. It's going to be the last thing we're going to do. We're going to find out what's on the ballot. But I want you guys to kind of see these different tools they have. So you hear the next election for me, for this address, is the municipal election. That's the city election. That's the election I'm running in. District 2, City Council. Also, the mayor's on the ballot. It's Saturday, May 1st, 2021. The registration deadline, if you register to vote by mail or change your address to be in a district, it could be postmarked today and you still be good, but it has to be by today, April 1st. So if somebody watches this tomorrow, April 2nd, or if somebody watches this in 2023, it doesn't make any difference. It's not valid. But in person, April 1st. So I'm going to click this view details. On the view details, it breaks it down a little bit more and has all that information. All right. Close that out. Now I'm going to go over here to more resources. So if you don't know if you're registered or not, go down and click on Texas Voter Information Lookup Tool. You go there. And it has all these different opportunities. So I'm not going to click on all of them. But so in Texas, we do absentee balloting. We don't do vote by mail. I know we call it vote by mail, but it's absentee ballot. So absentee ballot process. If you want to know that process, you click here, you click apply. You're going to go down and it walks you through the entire process. And guess what? It even allows you to request your ballot. So if you are working with a senior, someone that's disabled, someone that'll be out of the county during the time of the election, you can request your ballot and you can start requesting your ballots now. People have been calling me for assistance with this information for the last 3 weeks. And so I've been sending them information to request their ballot. And so that's there. I'm not going to press that button, but I guess I'll just press it. And all the information you need is here. So you're going to put your information, your contact information. If you have a previous name, we know sometimes people get married, or sometimes people just change their name. I have a family member that recently, the past couple of years, changed their name. Your home address, and where you want your ballot mailed to. Because remember, if you're going to be out of the state, out of the county, you don't want your ballot mailed to your house because you're not going to be there, right? So if you're overseas, if you are working at a conference, you can still vote. And then you just press continue and you go through that process. But I'm not going to go through that process because I want to show you guys a couple more things. So again, even here, so sometimes people feel like, oh, I'm at work, I can't vote. The voting times are while I'm at work. If you go here, it tells you in Texas, employers must grant employees paid leave to vote on election day, unless polls are open 2 hours before or after regular working hours, your regular working shift. I'm sorry. So there's no excuse. Even at your job, they're supposed to let you off, and you still are on the clock. Praise God. All right. So let's look at some other things real quick. So let's explore the ballot, right? So here, I'm exploring the ballot. And this is what's going to be on my ballot, guys. Vote for mayor, vote for city council district 2, vote for city of San Antonio Proposition A, and vote for city of San Antonio Proposition B. So there's going to be 4 things on my ballot based on that address that I put in there. So I'm gonna click on the first one, the mayor. So if the mayoral candidates filled out a questionnaire, you can click on it, and guess what? The answers to their questionnaire pops up. And you can compare 2 candidates. So let's look at comparing Justin with Antonio. And now their questions, their responses are side by side. So you have their information, their website, their social media, and all of that information is there. And so you can do a side by side comparison. So I have these 2 up. Antonio actually ran for City Council District 2 in 2013 when I ran. So I'm going to click, okay, I'm going to vote for Antonio. So then it goes to the next race, which is City Council District 2. And so if you submitted a picture and you filled out the questionnaire, we're all here. So here are the 12 candidates. There's me. So I'm going to click on myself. I'm sorry, 2 more candidates down there. I'm going to click on myself, and I'm going to compare myself to Andrew, my friend Andrew. And so here's all the information, and you can look at our experience. Mine is very short for some reason. And then this is how we responded to the questions. So you can pick your top 2 candidates out of the 12 and compare them. And so I really like what this Norris Tyrone Darden is doing. So I'm going to click on myself, and I voted for myself. And I'm just going to, you can do this on your own. So I'm going to say, I'm just going to click yes and yes just to speed through this. And then now I click finish. And when I finish, it allows me to email and send a text to myself on my ballot choices. Sent it, and it's sent. So guys, all the information that you need is in one spot. I'm gonna go ahead and stop sharing my screen now. All the information that you need is in one spot. There's no reason why you don't need it, why you aren't informed. Yes, this is just one tool. There's several other tools. And just quickly, I'll share my screen one more time. So here's another tool. It's called I Love SA. And on District 2, it shows you that 8.6% of the people that are registered to vote voted in this election last year, 2 years ago, in 2019. In 2019, there was 67,000 voters and 5,800 people came to the polls. This year, we're expecting over 7,000. We have over 70,000 registered voters, and we expect that number to get up to about 10%. And so if you go down It's the same thing. It has the mayor and the candidates. It has the city council members and the candidates. On this one, they chose their own photos. And photos when my sister got married at her wedding. And you can click on the websites. So hopefully, guys, and again, I know people are going to come back and look at this later. Hopefully, this has been very informative. Again, there's nothing better than an informed vote. We don't want people voting for popularity. We don't want people voting because someone's beautiful or they say just nice, catchy things. We want to vote for people who are qualified. We want to vote for people who are prepared. We want to vote for people who have the spirit of the district and want to move it forward. And this is one opportunity, two opportunities that I've shared with you, as you can get that information to be better informed. So in closing, again, campaigns run on heart, passion, love, sometimes wittiness, courage. But guess what? As I spoke about earlier with our campaign finance reports, they also run on money. And so Team Darden is doing a 20 for 20 campaign. We're calling it the Team Darden Telethon. You can always pick up that phone and call Tyrone and help it be on the way. But donate $20 to Team Darden so we can just keep pushing this message. We got a lot of things going. I want to be able to get that information out to you guys. But www.teamdardensa.com. And you know what? Since I'm in the spirit of sharing, I'm going to share one more time because maybe some of y'all just need a little push. And the teacher I am, let's go ahead and do it. www. Hopefully that's my website. Now the internet wants to run slow. When it's time to donate, the internet wants to run slow. So take my word for it. Go to www.teamdardensa.com. Click the donate button and donate $20 or more. If you donate $100, that counts 4 or 5 times. If you donate $500, you do the math. All right, guys, that's all I got for you today. Stay up, stay healthy, and keep pushing. We in this to win it. We in this together. And remember, call Tyrone and help 100% be on the way.